Okay, so my name is Samantha Pell, and I'm a junior at the Cronkite School, and I'm majoring in sports journalism and minoring in business. Definitely when I started, so in high school, I worked for a community paper where I covered like high school football and high school basketball, and especially for my school newspaper, I covered basketball. So for one story, I remember going to cover another team actually, and I was interviewing one of their athletes just about his time at this certain high school and his basketball careers and stuff. And we started talking about like the NBA, and I was like, oh, like what's your favorite NBA team? And he was like, oh, it's like the Cleveland Cavaliers because I like love LeBron James. And I was like, oh, no way, like I love LeBron James. He was like, you know who LeBron James is? And I was like, yeah, like I like sports. And he was like, oh, that's weird, like I didn't know like you liked sports. And so it was just like one of those moments where it was like I'm doing my job as a journalist and asking a basketball player about a basketball article, and they still didn't, I guess, respect me enough to think that I knew anything about their sport or what they did. So that was the first experience that I had that I was really, I guess, taken aback, and that was interesting. The plan after college is hopefully getting a job at some major newspaper across the country. So being a beat writer would be one of my main goals, or I love to do long form profile writing on athletes, so that would be like a Sports Illustrated somewhere, and really getting into that. So I really have an open playing field, and I think being a woman, I'm open to a lot of jobs, and I think a lot of people will look at it as a good hire. So I think, you know, I almost have an advantage in the business and professional world, but we'll definitely see how it goes. Well, I think there's two very distinct different things, and I think you have to break down barriers in the broadcasting world of sports journalism, and then you have to move on to print, because I think a lot of people think in the broadcast world that women are only like sideline reporters, and they just, you know, kind of say their piece for a minute and then they're done. But you see like Jessica Mendoza, who's an analyst now for MLB and baseball, and now like in studio, and that's never been done before. And so I think people like her need to continue doing that, breaking down the barriers of broadcast, and then I think you can slowly get into like the print side of it, and you know, you get more people, like more beat writers, more women beat writers across the country, more Sports Illustrated writers who are women. And so I think it's like a two-step process where broadcast and print are still in two very, very different worlds. And so you have a different audience for both broadcast and print. So I just definitely think keep like more women, you know, going to school for journalism, getting into sports, and really having the chances at companies to do it, because if people don't hire them, then nobody can really help.